Hey guys, what's up? We are going to be looking at the exploit EternalBlue today, which exploits a vulnerability in SMB version 1. Moral of today's story is to not use, well, do not use SMB version 1, but also do not use version 1 of whatever program software you're using. But let's get started. I have a Windows 7 virtual machine here. I got a webcam. That is connected to it for some fun later on. I am just going to go ahead and pull the IP address from the Windows 7 machine, which is 210.00241. So let's get started. So this exploit works for SMB version 1. So let's quickly find out what version our Windows 7 machine is currently running. But first, I just want to make sure that 241 is, of course, the Windows 7 machine. I'm going to be doing an nmap command -o for OS detection for 10.0.0.241. Password. So this nmap scan will tell us all of the open ports. It will, and then with the -o option, it will tell us what operating system we're running. So, Microsoft Windows 7. I am going to do another nmap command, SV, which is service and version detection. So it'll basically just be all of this, except it'll list the versions. We are going to be, with this SMB exploit, like many, we are going to be going through port 445, which SMB server message block protocol sits under. SMB, it's a communication protocol used for sharing access for resources such as files and printers, as well as network browsing and intercommunication, which is done through named pipes across the network. Today we're going to be looking at CVE-2017-0143. So now with this new nmap scan, we have the version, and it detects or thinks that we have 7 through 10. So we do have 7, but let's get started. So first, I am going to go ahead and run a Nessus scan. I'm just going to have to start the service here before we can actually get working. So that's good. So Nessus is a vulnerability scanner. So we are going to scan our Windows 7 machine. We could do host discovery, we don't need that, but we're just going to do a basic network scan. I'm going to call this just Win7. And then we're going to throw down the target of 241, and we are going to launch that. And this scan will take about 2 or 3 minutes. So I'm gonna have this running. So we're going to be looking at port 445, which is a TCP port. TCP is transmission control protocol, one of the communication protocols that enables applications to exchange messages and is designed to send packets across the internet. Packets are basically data. TCP port 139 is used by SMB dialects that connect over net BIOS, but port 445 is the port that SMB sits on or goes through. We can see that port 445 is open. So right now Nessus is giving us some information here. We can see some SMB information like SMB is running on the host, and some, for right now, it's just giving us information. It's still probing the Windows 7 machine. But all of the blue is just info about the machine, and then low, medium, high, critical vulnerabilities are rated. So our scan is completed, and we see we have some SMB problems. So we can see in this info right here that SMB version 1 is enabled. And it kind of gives us some of the ports, but we have to find CVE-2017-0143, MS17-010. So here we are. Nessus gives us a description. It gives us the solution, which just needs to patch the system for a newer SMB version and disable 1.0. Gives us some information, reference information, how to exploit a vulnerability information, and just some other risk information and whatnot. But what we're going to do today is we are going to check, even though it tells us the version detected, we are going to check that. We are going to check that by opening Metasploit, and we are going to be running a SMB scanner, a version scanner, to see what the version is. And then we are going to be we're going to set the exploit, run the payload, and then we are going to get into the system. So we need to run a scanner. So search SMB-scanner. So we need the version scanner for SMB version detection. So we are going to be use. So now we have loaded this, and to be able to see what other information we need, we're just going to show options. So we need to set the R host. Our host is remote host, so that's going to be the 10.00241. That's set, and then we can do another show options, and we have our host current setting, which is our machine here, and that's all. And then we can type run or exploit. Run or exploit, either one. So it looks like SMB is detected versions 1, I think, or 2. Within the exploit, it will be checking the version, SMB version, and the operating system. But we can see, again, here, Windows 7 Home Premium. And then we can also see the domain name or the username, which is test 7 PC. And if we go to here, we can see test 7, or we can go here and see that that is the user. Let's get back to this. So we know that EternalBlue will work. So so let's run Metasploit again, and let's pull up the attack module. Oops. So, let's see, do I even have this? So we're going to be using, I don't have the exploit on my other screen, but we're going to be using the exploit. And so no payload configured, it's just defaulting to this one. This is the correct payload, but I just want to see if this is the only one. Okay, there's 72, so there's a lot of them within EternalBlue. So we are going to be opening a interpreter shell. It's an attack payload, which is an active shell where the attacker will be able to explore the target machine and execute code. With Meterpreter, most cases you can read, write, and execute, unlike Perl, where you can just read and then reverse TCP. So instead of the attacker, us, initiating the connection, which will be blocked by the firewall, we get the Windows 7 machine to initiate the connection to us, which will be allowed by the firewall, and then the attacker will be able to send a payload and get into the machine. So we already have the payload set, and to be able to know what other information we need to input into the terminal here to execute this exploit, we are going to type show options, and here we are. So we need to put in the R host, the R port, remote port is already set, 445, and then L host, which is local host, which is our machine, and then we have the L port, which is the listening port, which is 4444. So let's input some of this information, and then we also have to set the exploit target. And for this one, sometimes it shows the machine, but for this, it's just showing automatic target. So we'll set that too as the ID as 0. So we'll do set our host to our target IP address. We'll set the port's already set, but we need to set the target to 0. And then we can do another show options. And now we have the current setting, 241, and then we have the target as the automatic target here. And then we can run run or exploit. So right now it's checking the SMB scanner. It detects that it's likely vulnerable. We have Windows 7 Home Premium. We can see MS17-010, which is right here in Nessus. So it's basically just putting out that bait, and then machine connected to it, and now we are in a successful interpreter shell. So we can look at some information, system information, by just sysinfo. Now we are in the Windows 7 machine. We can see the computer's name, Test7 PC, OS is Windows 7, and then it says some other information about it. We can look at the directory that we are in, which pwd, which prints the working directory. We are in System 32, and I'm going to close this, and I'm going to make this a little bit smaller here so I can have two screens show up, and I'm going to make this a little bit smaller here. So we can do some things. So we can execute programs. So I'm going to just bring up the calculator. And so then we can, the calculator's coming up. Okay, so we can execute a screenshot. I'm gonna okay, good. We are going to execute a screenshot here. Oops. Screenshot. So let's go into that screenshot. And there's our screenshot of our system. But what's even cooler is that we can do some webcam stuff. So if we want to see if there is a webcam connected to this device, which there is, we can do a webcam_list, and it will tell us if we have a webcam, which we do. So we, like, say we want to take a photo. We can take a webcam snapshot. Webcam snap. And we have our picture. I've done this before. I don't know if it's something with the virtual machine. I don't know if it's something with the webcam. But it only shows half of the image. Let's see. Let's try that again. Let me move this somewhere. Let's try this again. Well, so there's our little photo here, and then let's do a webcam stream, which will give us a live video. Uh-oh. Okay. So I'm going to clear that. Firefox is running. So I'm going to run this again. And by the way, the victim here, the Windows 7 PC, no, they don't know that we are on. They don't know that we're looking through their webcam here. So this is a live feed of the webcam. I have not tried this with another system or another webcam, so I don't know how well the quality is, but we can see that we do have a live webcam feed here. And on the Windows 7 machine, the victim here does not know that we are looking through their webcam at them or wherever it's pointed. So that is going to wrap up this video. Thank you for watching, and please take a look at some of the other videos that I've posted. Thank you.